Well, Yuri Tielemans has finally made his final Arsenal transfer decision. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that to us. Then Zaniolo is one of those players that Arsenal are really willing to go ahead and really sign, and a contract has been made, and maybe a bid is being prepared to go in and be delivered to that player. Then Trossard, playing for Brighton, falling out with the manager De Zerbi. Arsenal have been really linked to this player. We have the facts. Is he a priority or not? Then last we're talking about Reiss Nelson, who got an injury when Arsenal was playing at the Emirates. I think it was in the UEFA Europa League game. Was it against Bordeaux Glint? Something like that. In their last game in the group stages of the UEFA Europa League, he got an injury, and we have some good news that he's back on the treadmill, trying to go ahead and do the needful to find himself in full shape to get back into the team of Arsenal. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? Rokan David is my name. Today is a Wednesday. Premier League games really resume today. United is playing Crystal Palace. I know Arsenal fans will be all over there watching that game of football, wishing mayhem to befall United at Selhurst Park. But I believe me, as a United fan, it's a win we are going to go on and really bag into our bag, and obviously walk with it back in Manchester. So that is it. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. Lower right bottom corner. Let's hit 10,300 subscribers today. So to it that we go ahead and really do the needful to make this channel grow huge in numbers. Not so? I love you guys, and let's keep this rolling to the next level where we're supposed to be now. Let's get into the story brought us by Fabrizio Romano. Arsenal, for the previous 2 summers, they've been going in for Yuri Tielemans, but they failed to convince Leicester City with their bids. Their bids have been laced by £20 million for the 2 times they've gone in for this player, in the summer of 2021 and in the summer of 2022. In the summer of 2021, they went with £45 million. Leicester wanted 65. In the summer of 2022, they went with £25 million. Leicester wanted £45 million. Now, Fabrizio told us that Arsenal target Yuri Tielemans wants to leave at the end of the season. Tielemans doesn't want to move in January. His contract is expiring in the summer, and he wants to move on a free transfer. Now, you know, Arsenal fans, very many people, Cherop Alex, you've been asking me about this deal of Yuri Tielemans. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and really told you that the player that you are 100% interested in to join Arsenal has finally made up his mind. With just 6 months left on his contract, he feels like he should play his contract down at Leicester and obviously be a free agent to see to it that he gets the best out of this deal. Remember, on your free agent, first and foremost, you get a sign-on fee. I think it will be close to 10 or 15 million pounds. That will be some good money shared in between him and his agent. Then later, you'll get what we call a huge salary. I believe everywhere he goes, he will call for a salary of close to £200,000, and that is where things are going to go hard for Arsenal, because teams like Newcastle are interested in this player. Manchester City interested. Barcelona interested. Manchester United interested. You might see a Newcastle coming in through because they even wanted to bid for him in the summer, and things never went right for them. So I believe in the current situation that is really happening, and Arsenal making bids of 95 million euros for Nicolò Modric, they've gone ahead to annoy Yuri Tielemans, because that is a sign of not showing how important a player is for Mikel Arteta. Yet Mikel Arteta had really told the player, I really want to sign you. You get? That shows how less important this is. Even on the deadline day, Arsenal never went in to put a bid for Yuri Tielemans. If at all they wanted him, guess what they did? They went and put in a bid for Douglas Luiz and Danilo. That really annoyed Tielemans a lot and his agent, because those 2 acts confirmed to Tielemans that Arsenal doesn't need you, and it's you to really find your way out. And even if Arsenal comes in through in the January transfer window, Tielemans have finally made up his mind. I'm not getting out of Leicester. I want to be a free agent. And Leicester have found themselves in dilemma, because they are fighting for their lives not to be relegated, and they are not having in money to bring in players, meaning that you rather lose Tielemans on the free and stay in the Premier League, other than selling him for like 15 million pounds or 20, and you lose out to the Premier League and you play in the Championship. Remember, ever since they came in through to the Premier League in 2016, where they won the Premier League, they've never never stepped back. Sorry about that. They've never stepped back. They finished, I think, like twice into the top 4 positions. They've played in the UEFA Europa League. They've played in the Champions League. So it shows you that this season has been the worst season for Leicester ever since they qualified for the Premier League, or ever since they were promoted to the Premier League in 2016. So I think even Brendan Rodgers knows it, that however much he said that a player that doesn't want to be at Leicester should leave. But he knows he needs Yuri Tielemans because his midfield is really looking weak. Having lost Wesley Fofana at the back, having lost the goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel to a League One side, he looks weak and he needs that experienced player. And I don't believe that he would really wish to lose another experienced player like Tielemans. So you expect Tielemans to play a lot of football in these remaining games of the Premier League, because the amount of football he's going to put out on the field of play is the one that's going to put him in the shop window to a team where he wants to go, and the amount of money that will be calling in for. If he goes in and really fires in like he was towards the World Cup break, he was really marvelous. He was really immaculate to an extent that everyone was talking about signing him. So I believe Tielemans has made a very right decision. If a team that has been really talking to you and they want to sign you goes ahead and makes a bid of 95 million euros and they couldn't pay out the amount of money they valued for you, that means they don't want you at the club. That's it. Not so? So I think Tielemans is making a very good decision. Now it will be a bidding war, and the highest bidder is going to take Tielemans in the summer. Fabrizio has confirmed to us he's not going out of Leicester in January. He wants to stay and he will leave later in the summer. That is what Fabrizio has gone ahead to really confirm to us here on the Rokani Media Football. And you've seen the tweet itself coming in from the man himself, Fabrizio Romano. Now we're having a story coming in from Sacha Travoli about a man known as Trossard. Trossard is really one of those players that really hit the Premier League on fire this season under a manager known as Graham Potter. After Graham Potter going to Chelsea, De Zerbi comes in through. After De Zerbi came in through, he scored goals, but after the World Cup break, he has been thrown out of the starting 11 of Brighton. The player says he's not in shape. The agent is saying the player is in shape, but he fell out with the manager, and obviously Brighton are really willing to sell this player. And guess what? We are having the following story coming in from Sacha Travoli. Leonardo Trossard is indeed part of the targets watching by Arsenal for this winter, but he's not a priority for them. Now, Arsenal are really keeping an eye on Trossard, but he's not a priority, meaning that Arsenal have made their short list and Trossard might be at the bottom of the list. And if at all they miss out on those players they are really wanting to sign, maybe Trossard might come in as another kind of option for them to sign. But would I sign Trossard? To me, my answer is yes. Why? Trossard is a Premier League proven player. He won't need time to fit in this league. Arsenal has the same style of play with the likes of Brighton. Obviously, he is a Mikel Arteta player. He will come and fit into that side like a glove. He can play in all the 4 attacking positions of the pitch. Central attacking midfielder, right attacking midfielder, left attacking midfielder. He can also lead the line as a false number 9, as you've seen him do the needful at a side known as Brighton, and you saw him score a hat-trick against Liverpool. And when you look at his goals this season, he has 7 goals in the Premier League. Only one Arsenal player has scored more than him. That is the captain of Arsenal, Martin Odegaard. But he's level with Bukayo Saka, and yet he was at Brighton. What does that mean? If he's at a team like Brighton and scoring those goals, meaning that if he comes in at a side like Arsenal that is having a lot of the possession, that means he is going to go ahead and really fire goals in and out, according to me. So I believe Trossard would be one of the signings that Arsenal should go in for immediately. But Spurs have already gone in to put in a verbal bid of £12 million for Trossard, which was rejected by Brighton, who value him higher. that informal interest was not being followed up since. So that is David Austin telling us that Spurs came in with a verbal bid of 12 million pounds, but it was rejected by Brighton, meaning that Brighton value this player at 25 million pounds. So if at all you want to go and get in Trossard, 25 million pounds are the amount of money that Arsenal should go on and really offer. Why doesn't Arsenal get in a player like Trossard? To me, I believe he will add a lot to their front three. He'll get in goals, assists, and obviously adds more threat off the bench, because right now what Arsenal needs is those players coming off the bench. Arsenal is going to play against Manchester United over the weekend. You get? The only threat they will be having off the bench, I think, is going to be Emily Smith-Rowe. But even Emily Smith-Rowe is not yet back to the levels you expect him to be playing at. That's it. He is not that kind of player you really expect him to be as he was a season back when he was firing in goals. I think it's going to take him like 3 or 4, 5 Premier League games to really get back onto that firing level he was on like a season back. So I think right now it's better you bring in a Trossard and see to it that he really boosts that squad. Because if Arsenal loses against Manchester United, all drops points, draw or lose, trust me, they'll come here and they are going to mourn. They'll come here and they're going to mourn for us that I wish we had brought in Trossard. I don't want to hear such. You get? You know, very many Arsenal fans are telling me that we have good wingers. I've seen someone in the comment section telling me that we have good wingers. Trust me, are your good wingers at the level of those that even United have? United has Rashford, they're having Anthony, they're having Sancho. Apart from Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, which other winger is Arsenal having that can reach the level of the others that are having as options, of other teams that are having as options? Because United are having Garnacho. Do you have a Garnacho that can come off the bench? No. Do you have a Sancho that can come off the bench? No. You get? Look at Man City. Mahrez, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva. You get? Jack Grealish. So I believe, let's face the reality. Arsenal needs Trossard. If I'm Arsenal, I would go in for Trossard. That's it. Because he's a proven player in the Premier League and has not let his club down every time he has been given an opportunity to go on and really play the game of football. Now, there is a player who is 21 years of age. He's 23 years of age. He's playing for Italy. He plays as a right attacking midfielder, swift left foot for AS Roma, and goes by the names of Nicolò Zaniolo. This guy is been all over the news and everyone is talking about him. And Ekrem Kona has gone ahead and really informed us that Nottingham Forest, Arsenal, Newcastle, Tottenham, Inter Milan, Juventus and Atletico Madrid are monitoring the contract situation of AS Roma's 23-year-old player known as Zaniolo. Yes, Arsenal are really into that. And we've gotten a story coming in from Italy known as Galipama MP, telling us that Nicolò Zaniolo could leave AS Roma early as January. Contacts already in progress with Arsenal, meaning that Arsenal have made contact for this 23-year-old player. He's really good. He's really good, especially if at all you want to see a swift player with a swift left foot. Sweeter, flamboyant than that of Bukayo Saka. This man is really a man with a good foot. When you see him play, he reminds you of players like he has a Lionel Messi type of play, swift left foot, cut inside, and obviously finishes lots of things. Though he has not gone ahead to score very many goals, but he's a prospect. If you bring him at Arsenal, he has a very high ceiling. He falls directly into the profile or the age bracket of the players that Arsenal want. 23 years of age, he's valued at 40 million euros. Good player if Arsenal really lands him. And the good thing is that we've been told that Arsenal have really gone ahead to make contact for this player. Now, Arsenal having the money, but them to launch that bid is really something that we should see them do immediately. Reason being, when you don't allow that to happen, then you're not going to get in a player, because there are very many teams that are really interested in him. Juventus, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham Hotspur. Close to 6-7 teams are interested in this guy. He's seen as a prospect. He's good. But what does that mean to the scouting team of Arsenal if at all they get in Zaniolo or Nicolò Zaniolo at Arsenal, yet they have in Marquinhos. Is Marquinhos going to be loaned? I don't know, because they play almost in the same position. So that leaves loopholes into the scouting team of Arsenal. Why did they bring in Marquinhos when they thought that he is ready? Yet they have not used him, and they're bringing in Zaniolo. So I believe there are lots of things that Arsenal are still weighing in of who the next signing is going to be. But I believe lots of things are really in the know of Mikel Arteta and Edu and Vinay, the CEO of Arsenal, of who is going to be the next Arsenal player in the next remaining. Now, how many days left? 13 days. Can Arsenal make those signings in the remaining 13 days? We are here waiting to see as we look at the remaining days. Now, Reiss Nelson was seen on the treadmill off his social media platform known as Instagram. He put it up and he said the treadmill was really feeding his weight, and obviously meaning that he's really on his way back. It will be a very good injury boost for Arsenal as they really tussle out for the trophy, because if Reiss Nelson is back, that means in the UEFA Europa League games, you'll see Martinelli rested or Bukayo Saka, to see to it that he really gets some playing time and really finds himself into shape where he was. Remember, he made his start in the Premier League. It was not even a start. It was in the game of Nottingham Forest after Bukayo Saka got an injury. All of us thought that maybe Marquinhos was the one coming in through, but he came in through, scored 2 goals and really put up 1 assist. He really went ahead to look good and put up some assists very well. Remember that game of Brighton in the Carabao Cup that Arsenal got beaten at Emirates by 3 goals to 1? He was the one responsible for that Eddie Nketiah goal that he scored for Arsenal in the, was it 18th or 19th minute? That's it. So I 100% believe he is going to be a very huge boost for Arsenal as far as their game of football is concerned. So guys, feel free to go in the comment section. Tell me what to think about Tielemans' final decision made. Then, Zaniolo, would you like him at Arsenal? Trossard, would you love him at Arsenal? Yes or no? And what do you think about the return of Reiss Nelson? That means very soon he's going to be on the grass to train with his fellow teams. I sign out for now. See you later. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly. I'm out.